When you do your setup, if you're gonna work on this, this is really what you wanna have set up. You wanna have a club or stick down your toe line and a secondary stick roughly at 4 o'clock. Now, a couple things to keep in mind, and you saw both Tiger with the iron and Rory with the driver during the downswing, right? The checkpoints being, by the time the left arm is parallel to the ground in the downswing, this arm, from my point of view, is about right over that club, and then my club head is right over it. That's why we call it the 4 o'clock drill. My lead arm goes over 4 o'clock, and then the club goes over 4 o'clock, which helps me deliver the club to the ball from inside. Just wanted to talk to you quickly in today's video to let you know and announce that our CogornoGolf.com membership site, our prices will be increasing for the 2021 season starting on September 1st. And we make this video because I want to make sure you guys are aware of that. So as many of you who are thinking about becoming a member, who want to get coaching from myself and our coaches, will hop in and get in and lock in our lower price point. So as of September 1st, we're going to up our prices again for the 2021 season. It's going to go from $49 a month to $69 a month, and from $450 to $495. Now, all existing members, if you are watching, your prices are locked in at your rate. And if you get in on this before September 1st, you can be locked in at that lower price point as well. I would love to see you at CogornoGolf.com. I really, truly think I can help you take your game to the next level. We'll go ahead and put the link and all the info in the description down below. Would love to see you there. Hey guys, Eric here outside at the Bethlehem Golf Club. In today's video, we're going to talk about a 4 o'clock drill to shallow your arms, hands, and club during the downswing. So if you've been getting too steep during your downswing, if you struggle with pulls and fades, this video is perfect for you. Now, before we dive into the drill, I could show you how to do this. We're going to hop over to Analyzer quick. I'm going to show you what we're talking about when I say shallow the arms, hands, club, give you some checkpoints, and then we'll come back. Let's take a look here at what we mean by this 4 o'clock drill to shallow the arms and hands. We have Tiger on the left, arguably the best iron player at this point in time in his career, and Rory on the right with the driver. Now, some differences in the camera angles, some differences in where they are at the top, but the point I want to show you here when we start to make the downswing, and this is going to be for where the lead arm is first. So the first reference point of this 4 o'clock is where the lead arm is. And so what I'm going to do is draw a line down his toe line. And these lines aren't going to be perfect, but just to kind of draw a line here. And what I want you to see and what we're going to practice to maintain some depth to the arms and some shallowness to the club, let's assume this line down his toe line is 3 o'clock. If I draw a line out towards the ball, that would be 12 o'clock. So this is like 12. I'm not super artistic, but let's say this is about 12 o'clock. This is 3 o'clock down here, right? So that's 3 o'clock. Terrible looking. Now, when we get down here to left arm parallel, what I want you to see is from the top, his left arm stays in some amount. So it stays in this way. And if I drew a line from his point of view roughly down the arm, we would say that that line is about parallel to what would be 4 o'clock, right? So it's on 4 o'clock. This would be 5 o'clock, and then this would be 6 o'clock, right? See if we can kind of draw a little 6 there. So it's on 4 o'clock. Now what you're going to note is the left arm comes down. It's on that. I'm going to leave that terrible graphic up, but the left arm's over 4 from his point of view. And then if we continue to go, what you're going to notice is now the club shaft is not perfectly parallel to the ground, but roughly parallel to the ground, is about still in on that 4 o'clock line, or close to it, right? Now, if we look at Rory on the right, we're going to start to see the same things. We get him down to left arm parallel, again, arguably the best driver of the golf ball. Here's roughly where his toes are here, which again, if this would be 12 o'clock towards the ball, the line down his toes is 3. His left arm is in still quite a bit, right? So he maintains some depth of that arm. Butt of the club at this point is just over the balls of the feet, we'll call it. And his arm is in over about the 4 o'clock. Let's clear 2 of those out. So his arm is over the 4 o'clock. And then by the time the club gets parallel to the ground, which we're going to see here in a minute, we're going to see that club also gets
over the 4 o'clock, probably right about here. So the club gets over 4 o'clock. So both Tiger and Rory, Tiger when he was the best iron player in the world, got the left arm over 4 o'clock when it was parallel to the ground, so about on this line. And then he got the club over that line when it was parallel to the ground. Rory, best driver, got the left arm over 4 o'clock, right again this line. And then he also got the club over 4 o'clock. And so that's what we're looking at in terms of how to shallow the arms and hands, how to maintain depth to the lead arm, how to shallow the club, hit the ball from the inside. If you have any kind of over-the-top issues or inability to shallow the club, this would be a starting point. Now, we're going to talk a little bit about how to do this drill, how to use your body motion, and what you can expect and how to practice. Just real briefly as an add-on here, what you're going to see from face on is in order to keep the depth and shallow the arms and hands early, you're going to note both Tiger and Rory keep the chest and shoulders back, meaning they don't rip open right away. From the top to left arm parallel, the chest and shoulders stay back, still about 45 degrees closed. Now from here through is where you can start to rip open the chest. But if you start to open the upper body too quick from the top, you're not going to be able to get that depth to the arms and hands. And so there's Tiger doing it with the iron, and now here's Rory from the top. Note again, by the time they get to left arm parallel, the chest and shoulders are still back or closed quite a bit before they start to rip them open. So in order to keep that left arm in over 4 o'clock, you have to be able to keep your chest and shoulders still closed 45 degrees by left arm parallel.
Okay, so let's talk about the drill and how to do this. And if you guys are enjoying this video, please do us a favor, click that like button down below, click the subscribe button if you have not. Now the drill and how we're gonna work it. So you saw on the screen my not so artistic ability with the clock system, but you kind of got the idea there with what we're looking to do and how to shallow the arms and hands. If forward straight towards the ball was 12 o'clock, the club or line down my toes being 3 o'clock, I put a secondary club roughly at 4 o'clock. So when you do your setup, if you're gonna work on this, this is really what you wanna have set up. You wanna have a club or stick down your toe line and a secondary stick roughly at 4 o'clock. Now, a couple things to keep in mind, and you saw both Tiger with the iron and Rory with the driver during the downswing, right? The checkpoints being, by the time the left arm is parallel to the ground in the downswing, this arm, from my point of view, is about right over that club, and then my club head is right over it. That's why we call it the 4 o'clock drill. My lead arm goes over 4 o'clock, and then the club goes over 4 o'clock, which helps me deliver the club to the ball from inside. So if you have any kind of steep shaft, any kind of shoulders opening, over the top, pulls fade, etc., this is a perfect drill progression to get started to feel the depth. Now, let's talk about some things that go along with this, what you need to feel and how to start. The first and most important thing, you saw as a little add-on because I didn't do in the first one, is the chest and shoulder turn. To be able to keep your arms and hands more in or deeper, you have to keep your chest and shoulders just a little bit closed for the first half of the downswing. Specifically what we're looking for, if we go up to the top and we're 90 degrees with our shoulders or full turn, by the time I get down to that left arm parallel mark, which is when the left arm's parallel to the ground, like those we saw over 4 o'clock, my shoulder should still be closed 45 degrees. So my chest is pointed kind of over my right knee, my back still towards the target. When I keep my chest and shoulders closed initially, that allows my arms to stay back. If I open my chest and shoulders, you'll notice now my arms are out past that 4 o'clock. They're even past the 3 o'clock. They're kind of at 2:30 probably, and the shaft gets all kinds of steep. So for you, right, especially if you've been over this way, you really have to keep your chest and shoulders closed for the first half of the downswing. From there, you can open them as much as you want, okay? So that's the huge part in the beginning. Now, as we start to practice this, what I would suggest doing, I've got a sandwich here, I'm gonna run through a little progression, is practice getting your lead arm over the stick, get the club over the stick, see what it feels like, and then we're gonna start short and slow. So if I'm gonna start this, I go up to the top, I feel my left arm over the stick. You might feel your left bicep into your chest more. Your arms and hands are up and back compared to normal. My shoulders feel really close compared to normal, but I can see my arm is over that. And then I feel my club over that. To get the club over that, you might feel your trail arm or right wrist bent back more, your left wrist bent back more. Your thumbs are back over that 4 o'clock as well. They're not over here 2 o'clock. So I feel my left chest and shoulders closed, left arm in, chest feels way back over here compared to normal. You might feel your head farther back than normal. Club over there, I might feel some different wrist conditions. Again, club kind of angled in, and then I swing through. And what I would do is do 1 to 2 rehearsals, just like that. Up top, chest and shoulders closed, arm in, club in, swing through. So I pause at each spot. Up top, chest and shoulders closed, arm in, club in, swing through. Now I'm gonna try and hit. Okay, and when I try and hit, I need a camera behind me, ideally, if I wanna know for sure, and I'm going very short and slow. This sand wedge shouldn't go any more than 50, 60, 70 yards. So I've done my 2 rehearsals. Now I'm gonna try and feel the same thing. And I hit a shot. And I, like every student I work with, hit that farther than I wanted to. Okay, that was too long and too fast. I would yell at myself there. I'd say that was too much. But what I do is I go back, look at the camera, see, was my arm over 4? Were my hands in line with my pec bicep? Was my club inside my toe line? And how did I hit that ball? What I would do then is check and see. And if I was coming over it too much, like my normal is too far over, too far steep, left arm too far out, club out, this should really feel like your chest and shoulders stay closed a lot longer. It should feel like your left arm is way more in. You should feel like the club is way in. You should feel like you're gonna hit the ball a mile to the right. That's what you need to feel. Let's say you have a 10-yard pool. You feel a mile to the right, and then we'll probably get to fairly straight. So again, 2 rehearsals. Got my club at 4. Big chest and shoulder turn. Keep the chest back, arm in, club in, swing. That's 1 rep. Big in chest and shoulders. Chest and shoulders stay back. Arm is over it, club is over it. Swing through, and then I'm going to try and hit both those checkpoints in slow motion. Feel the same thing. And now that's about a pace that I think I could do it with. Obviously I can see, did I hit the ball well? Is my ball flight different? But ultimately I want to go back and check. So this is valid whether you do sand wedge, irons, the same thing with driver. As you saw, Roy did the same thing with driver. Arm and club over 4 o'clock. So if you have that steep, this is where you start. This is how you do the drill. Only do it as long and fast as you need to or can. Use video. If you guys have any questions, always leave a comment down below. Hey guys, thanks for watching today's video. If you liked the video, do us a favor, click that like button down below. Click the notification bell. Also, please subscribe if you haven't. If you do like these style of YouTube videos, we're gonna go ahead and put a card on the screen for another video very similar to this one, a little more detail on this topic. If you do want more coaching from myself, help build you a personal game plan to take your game to the next level, go ahead and click the Cogorno Golf logo on the screen. Thank you guys for watching.